Hey everyone, and welcome to the review of the FEPI ETF, ticker symbol FEPI. This is a product of the REC shares funds, and as you know, the REC shares are the ones that were supposed to compete with the yield max, however, offering much more high risk options, such as doing options on underlying stocks like AMC, GME, Nikola, I believe Peloton, but not even only that, not even that, but they're doing it with double leverage. So they filed, I believe, those about a year ago, or maybe even more, and we've really heard nothing. Nothing has launched, so maybe they have not been approved. However, this week, FEPI launched. We had no idea about FEPI, or at least I didn't. So what the hell is FEPI? FEPI is REX-FANG, an Innovation Equity Premium Income ETF. Okay, so what is that? So basically, it's selling covered calls on the FANG stocks and a few other stocks, to keep it simple. So we're going to go through the website, and we're going to go through the prospectus. So what does the website have to offer here? Let's see. The FEPI objective is to, they're saying if you own big tech and you write covered calls, you'll have high income potential. Okay. I know. We know that. Sounds good. Fund inception was October 9th. Their NAV is currently at 51.34. They're not showing a closing price for whatever reason, but it's available. And what else do they say? They have a fact sheet and they have a prospectus. I did go through the prospectus last night, and I'll get to that in a second, and I'll also get to the fact sheet in a second. Shares outstanding currently 25,000, expense ratio 0.65%, lower than yield max, which is good. Let's see, anything else important? They pay monthly. No idea on the yield yet. Obviously, there's no payments. And here's their holdings, which, again, for those of you who don't know what FANG is, it's really, I believe it stands for Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google. I think they've added a few to that since then. But if you look at the holdings here, Meta, obviously Meta's Facebook. So maybe they should call it MANG with an M instead of FANG, since Facebook changed their name. But anyway, so they have Meta, AMD, NVIDIA, Adobe, Broadcom, Apple, Alphabet, Microsoft, Micron, and Qualcomm. I believe there's others if we download the PDF. So, performance, nothing to show. Disclaimer, but whatever. We'll get to the prospectus in a second. So that's the website. Again, we'll go through. I'll go to the holdings after the prospectus. So let me just show you what I saw in the prospectus. So this prospectus is as of September 1st, but they amended it September 25th, 2023. Okay, that's fine. Again, this is a gigantic document. It's 48 pages. I didn't read every single word. What I did is I try to pinpoint what matters. What do we care about? So the management fee is 0.65%. Okay, that's doable. The advisor is Rex Advisors, LLC. Okay, someone different than the yield max and defines people, right? What else we got? Here's the stupid $10,000 example. I don't really care about that. Again, their fund sells covered calls against the FANG Innovation Index. I mean, I didn't even realize there's a FANG index. I guess there's a FANG ETF too. I only heard that name from Jim Cramer from his show when I used to watch it, and I think he invented it. He made it up at least, and people ran with it. So what do they do? They use a covered call strategy to provide income and exposure to the price returns. Okay. Provides, again, exposure to the share price returns and current income from options. Okay, we know that. It says it includes 15 technology stocks. There's the 8 core, and then the remaining 7, I guess, could change. But it's basically, high volatile tech stocks. So the 8 core, they're the companies, so we won't get into that. And they rebalance monthly and reconstitute quarterly. So, they could change. These funds could change what they own and what they sell covered calls on. But I believe the number of underlying stocks that they'll have in the ETF will not. I believe it's going to be always the 8 core, then 7 non-core. So 15 total, obviously. They want to create long exposure to the index. Okay, because they're actually going to own the funds, right? They're going to purchase the FANG stocks, and then they're going to write call options. As you can see here, they're going to write call options that are slightly out of the money. So I don't like this because they're just using the word slightly. How about you give us a percentage? How about you say, okay, 2 to 3% or 5 to 6%? What does slightly mean? I mean, that's open to interpretation. So this kind of protects them to do whatever the hell they want, right? So we're going to write call options at the money. Or, I'm sorry, slightly out of the money. So we'll do a penny out of the money, right? Is that slightly? I don't know. But so that's, to me, okay, I don't like that. Maybe they'll revise that down the road. Again, they intend to target written call options that are not at or in the money. Okay, good, but slightly out of the money? All right, whatever that means. Similar to YieldMax, they use the flexible exchange, which is good because it allows for customizable terms, and the strike price can be negotiated. I don't understand that, like how that even works. Flexible exchange probably deserves a video on its own, but apparently the one big thing is they can't get assigned early. So that's good to hear, that part of it. What else? Pretty sure I highlighted some other crap down below. Again, 48 pages. So what do they say? Okay, NAV erosion risk due to distribution. When the fund makes a distribution, the fund's NAV will typically drop by the amount of the distribution on the related ex-dividend date. Well, no shit. So people who keep saying NAV erosion, this is what they're talking about. Obviously, it's going to decrease by that. Every stock does that when they pay a dividend. But keep in mind, the premium that they're making is going into the NAV. So that's building up. Obviously, they're going to take away when they pay the distribution. Hopefully, everything they made is what they take, right? They're not taking from capital. But we don't know. We'll know when they start to, I guess, send out the semi-annual reports. I believe it should be in there. But anyway, this I thought was interesting. The flex options risk. So the fund bears the risk that the OCC, which is the Options Clearing Corporation, will be unable or unwilling to perform its obligations under the flex options contracts. I mean, really? What the hell does that mean? I don't know. Maybe it says that for every, the stock exchange, whatever, the normal, different places where they could do options, but I don't know. I just thought that was kind of weird. Not to scare anyone, but, the rest of this, a lot of this is just definitions, but if you want definitions, I'm trying to scroll slow. I know people don't like when I scroll fast. Okay, so here's the advisors. As mentioned before, Rex Advisors, LLC, is the advisor, and the sub-advisor is Vident Asset Management. Okay, don't know who the hell they are, but hopefully they're good. And do we have anything else? I believe that is actually it. So you guys feel free to go through this yourself, which you should, and capture, review the definitions, things like that. I like to cover just the high point things because I hate reading, honestly, and I forget everything I read. That's why I'm highlighting things. So, I would highly recommend going through their prospectus. So let's go back to the website, actually. Um, let's look at the fact sheet. I love the fact sheets, honestly, because again, I'm not a reader, I'm a visual. So what does the fact sheet have to provide? Okay, the distribution yield to be announced. Duh. Yes, big tech exposure, seeking income, generations, and potential downside buffer. Oh, buffer. FEPI's cover call approach can counterbalance potential market declines, seeking to offer a protective layer from price declines. So they're saying the covered call can counterbalance the declines. Well, yeah, by earning premium, but we're going to get paid that out anyway, which will reduce the fund. So, I mean, the downside is temporary till they pay us, these distribution, unless they're going to hold back some of that money. So that's confusing to me. Gross expense ratio, we said this 0.65%. Here's the top 15 funds, which we kind of went through. And look who's on there, 6.31% Tesla. Just what we need, more Tesla exposure. But everyone wants to take advantage of their, IV. So that is the fact sheet. The last thing I want to cover here is the holdings. So we went through this, which obviously is just the holdings. Let's see if they have any covered calls. So if you look here, they actually own the stocks, right? Here's the weighting. They own AMD, which is their biggest holding, 6.92%. NVIDIA is the second, 6.90%. Adobe, 6.73%. That's different. Is Adobe volatile? I guess so. Avgo, which is Broadcom, 6.68%. Apple, 6.66%. Google, 6.63%. So most of these. I don't know. CRM, Salesforce, I don't really know them. 6.25%. Micron, MU, which is 6.52. Is that the... No, that's not the one that owns crypto. The last on the list is Netflix. 5.97%. So cash is 2.38%. And then right under cash, as you can see, covered calls. Okay. Netflix covered call. Expiration date, November 17th. Strike price, $3.95. AMD, same thing. Different strike. Same expiration. So if you look, again, today is... Well, they launched the 9th. Today is the 12th. The expiration date of these covered calls is November 17th. So they're not doing weekly calls. There was no word in the prospectus, unless I missed it, whether they're doing daily, weekly, or monthly. But it looks like they're doing monthly. So they're going to sell covered calls monthly, and they're going to pay you the income that they earn, for that month. So how is that going to work? Obviously, they're going to pay monthly. I don't know when. There's no announcement of the ex-dividend date, the declaration date, or the distribution date. The payment date. If you saw anything, please leave it in the comments so others can see, and I'll pin it to the top. But I did not see anything because people are very, they love their different payment dates. So they're hoping this is a payment date that does not line up with Yield Max or Defiance. But time will tell. So yeah, they're selling covered calls 1 month out. So how will that work? Will they decide to pay after the expiration of these covered calls, which is November 17th. That way they could, offset any debits that go against their credits and pay you the net percentage? Or are they just going to pay you based on what they made already, which for the first month would be very substantial and kind of misleading because the second month will show the debit from any closeouts plus the new credit. So it'll show monthly change. Right now, obviously, it's all premium. It's all income. How much did they earn? No idea. I don't see anything on the website about intraday trades, by the way. Let's just look real quick. So, going through. Sorry for scrolling fast. No, I'm sorry. I just passed it. So, yeah, this is just the holdings. So, yeah, no intraday trades. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. What do they have at the top? What's the drop down? News insights, contact us. ETFs, obviously just FEPI. So again, Rex Shares just announced FEPI. It's there. What do I think? What are my thoughts? I mean, to me, this is a competitor to QYLD, right? Because QYLD is more of a tech covered call ETF that sells monthly expirations. It's not a competitor to Yield Max, in my opinion, or Defiance, because it's a little less aggressive. So am I going to buy into this ETF? The answer is no, not at the moment. I will wait to see how much the yield is going to be. However, my guess is, again, going to be comparable with QYLD. So it's going to be in the 10% range, which is still really good. But although, now that I think about it, this is only 15 stocks and it's focusing on the more volatile. So maybe we'll see like a 15% yield, because QYLD, they have a much broader spectrum of stocks, of underlying stocks. So maybe this will be more respectable. If it's 15%, I will consider. But do they deserve 0.65% for selling monthly covered calls? That I don't know. I don't know what the QYLD expense ratio, but I would compare it to that. So that's it, guys, for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of this video. Again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just doing this fun and entertainment. People seem to like my content, which is really good. I'm happy. I've been on YouTube for quite some time, but I think I found my niche. People like to hear about, the newer funds, the higher yield funds, which coincidentally, this is what I'm doing now. I'm buying into the higher yield funds because I'm trying to aggressively retire early, if possible, within 5, at most 10 years. So we'll see how that goes. And I guess that's it. If you want a review on any other covered call ETF or any other high yield fund, please let me know in the comments, and we'll go from there. And as always, I have a Discord if you guys want to join. I believe the link's actually broken, so I'll make sure to try to fix it today. And, we'll go from there. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one.